I really wanted to review this movie, Iron Lung, because it's actually very meaningful to me. And that might not make any sense because I had nothing to do with the movie. But when I was growing up, I really wanted to make movies. Ever since I was a kid, I filmed stuff, created stuff. I started taking film classes at 12 years old and eventually got my film degree. And despite having my degree and having a passion for it my whole life, I could not get into the movie industry at all. And I was kind of lost. I didn't know what I was going to do next. And that's when I found Markiplier. He had this drive to become a huge YouTuber and make something out of YouTube when it was not really a platform where you can make a living off quite yet. And I saw that and I was really, really inspired. And I wanted to do YouTube myself. And honestly, 12 years later, I'm here doing YouTube, and it has been great. Markiplier has completely changed my life, and I'm very, very grateful for him and finding him. So now watching him try to go into the movie industry and make movies, it's kind of going full circle for me, how I wanted to make movies and then saw him do YouTube and then did YouTube and now he's doing movies. And it's like, I still want to make movies. But getting to that point where you get to make movies, it's very, very hard. And even Markiplier struggled a lot. He had no support from Hollywood. No, he had to fund it himself. He had to put his team together. He had to do pre-production, post-production, distribution. Literally, he tried to go to studios and executives, and nobody wanted anything to do with Iron Lung. And I think it's very, very important to support this movie if you believe in, I don't know, the artistic expression of cinema. If you don't want more reboots and sequels and just for cinemas to only look at the dollar sign and what can this movie make and how many millions can it bring in, if we want to support true artistry, I think it's very, very important to show studios that indie films, original films, can do really, really well. So I think we all kind of should support Iron Lung, whether or not it's good or bad. We should go watch it, go see it, go experience it. And, you know, I know Markiplier is a millionaire, but still support the smaller creators, support people who have dreams, because it's hard to make it in the industry when the studios control everything, especially if you have big ideas. And Iron Lung is a big idea. It's not like a very small concept that you can just shoot out on the streets with your friends. I mean, there's a lot that went into this, and a lot of people did a lot of work on this movie. So how was the film? As a fan, I would say I am incredibly proud of what Markiplier has been able to accomplish. This definitely is a movie that you would see in the cinema every time. I go to the movies every single week. I've been going to the movies like every single week, multiple times a week for decades now, pretty much. I'm a movie pass, a regular moviegoer. So I was hoping when I saw this movie, it wouldn't be like, oh, we're just watching a YouTube video style movie, something similar to like a live action short that we would see. And I was kind of scared on the second shot of the film. It looks really bad. I'm going to be honest. The second shot of the film looks very, very bad. It's like CGI doors opening up, and I don't even really care that much about CGI being bad, but it looked way too bad. I don't know what happened there. I felt like I was so scared. Like, oh no, did Markiplier just upload like a YouTube video to all these theaters? What is going on? But honestly, after that, it gets way, way, way better. I would say the practical effects in this movie are incredible. Amazing work to whoever worked on all the special effects, makeup, and the set design, all that. Post-production, the rest of the CGI in the film as well was very, very well done. So it was really just that second shot. It was kind of off. But besides that, I mean, that's just at the beginning of the film. You're off and racing after that. And yeah, it really felt like an actual film, like something I would see any other week. And I myself would be incredibly, incredibly proud if I made a movie like that. It is very high quality, well done, excellent lighting. Can I talk about the lighting and how good it is throughout this film? I hate modern lighting and dark scenes. It's always so hard to see anything, but this is just well lit all the time. And there are still dark scenes. It's inside like a submarine. So even being able to tell everything that's happening at all times is really, really good. Cinematography is also very, very good. I think personally, I think there was just one too many Dutch angle shots in the beginning of the movie. I was like, we're kind of pushing it a little bit here. And it was a little bit hard to see at the end with all the shaky cam. But besides that, cinematography was still very, very good. I have no complaints with the production. It truly felt like a huge studio production, which is huge shout out to everybody that worked on the film, pre-production, post-production. Amazing. With that being said, what does the film critic in me think about this movie? Well, it's okay. I went into this movie not even thinking it was a horror film, and I think I saw one review right before I saw the movie, and it said, "Oh, this is the scariest movie." Not really that scary. Sound design, amazing. Sound design was great. Music, the score, awesome. Not really that scary though. And I don't think it's jump in your face sort of scare type of movie. It's more like a dread, what's going to happen. There's a lot of tension and a lot of suspense, and that's what really drives the entire film is suspense and tension and mystery and what is going on. But I also think that that's the only thing that drives the film is mystery, suspense, and tension, and it's a constant note, which is great. I mean, this is an easy movie just to sit down and watch and get through the first hour like that. You're kind of on the edge of your seat, and that's all to story. That's all to cinematography, and that's all Markiplier's acting. Really, he drives it with how intense he is all the time. But it gets to the point where it's the whole movie is just intense all the way through. We don't ever really get a break from that. We don't get like lighthearted moments. We don't get really funny moments. Not that it's necessary, but it's kind of like going on a roller coaster and you're going down a drop. But this movie is just, it's all drop. There's nothing else. Eventually, you're going to get tired of the drop. And I feel like it kind of, by the end, it's like, okay, I don't feel really the tension anymore. We kind of need some break from it. So I feel the movie kind of suffers at that point. Like I said, also not really scary. There are some scary scenes in it. And I was like, whoa, but it doesn't have too much of a payoff, unfortunately. It could be, this film is very open to interpretation. It's a film that treats its audience like they're paying attention. You know, I think there was a recent Netflix thing where there was like, Netflix movies have to keep on explaining itself because people aren't paying attention. If you don't pay attention to Iron Lung, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it at all. You're going to miss so much. And because there's a lot of little things, and it pieces it together throughout the film, and then hopefully by the end, you understand the whole thing. So it treats its audience, like they're smart, which is a good thing. Unfortunately, there are parts that treats its audience like it doesn't know what's going on. I think after watching this film, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I think I hate hearing the word skeleton. I just hate hearing the word skeleton in cinema. I don't know if I've ever heard the word skeleton this many times, but I just, hearing it in the context of the film and what they were saying over and over, a skeleton and what happens, we get it. We get it. We know. I don't know. You'll know once you watch the film. And hopefully you can connect 1 and 2 together. And that was kind of like, audience, I feel like they should know at this point. And that's very early in the film that happens. And then we don't hear skeleton again. Sorry for spoilers for not hearing skeleton again. But you will be free from not hearing skeleton again after that first third of the movie. There's also parts at the end when you're trying to piece together a story. There's a lot of lore that comes through voice transmissions, and it's very hard to decipher. And some of that's on purpose, and some of that is great sound design. And I do like what they did to the voices, the different voices coming through. But sometimes there's 2 people talking, and it's hard to understand. And obviously, there's a lot of sound going on. And there's a lot of noise and a lot of distractions, and you're kind of focused on one thing. You're focused on Markiplier and how he's reacting to the situation, and then you got like lore coming in at you, and it's hard to grab all the pieces. And I feel like I may have missed something very important. May have not. I try to get absolutely everything, and I know pretty much all the story, but it was just not entirely clear as to everything that was being said. And that's kind of, sometimes that's purposeful in movies, and sometimes that's not. But I just don't know if it was in this film. But overall, yeah, it was a very solid movie. If you want something that's constant tension, constant anxiety and dread, it doesn't up the stakes. I mean, it does up the stakes, but it doesn't change the stakes like a Josh Safdie movie would, where it's constant anxiety and tension, and it's ever evolving, and more is being thrown in, and it's just absolutely insane. It's like a base level Josh Safdie movie, which, if you're comparing Markiplier to Josh Safdie, I think you're doing really, really well. But yeah, I do think it's a good movie, and I do think we should support it and watch it. It's a good first one. It's a good first one, and I think it can evolve from here. A little less mystery, and a little bit more dynamic. It's a very slow burn, which I don't mind a slow burn, but a slow burn at one note. I wish there was just more elements going on. Maybe more. I know it's a one character movie, but maybe more. Just more. Something else has to happen. Something else has to be going on, I feel like, for a 2-hour film. Like, this would have been a great 90-minute film. But for a 2-hour film, I know everything had to be there, and I don't necessarily know where the cuts would be, but it really would have rolled at 90-minute films. We shouldn't be afraid to make 90-minute films anymore. So that's what I think of Iron Lung. I would give it a 5 out of 10. I'm very harsh on my rating, so that's still really, really good. Okay, that's still a really good rating. Anyways, yeah, go see Iron Lung.